What's happening, everybody? It's Stalley 330 BCG MMG as usual. I'm rocking with my dogs, Kicks Rocks. You already know how we hold it down, man. Midwest, VA, East Coast, West Coast, wherever you at, man. Stay fly.
Maybach music.
What's going on? It's Nana on KickRocks.com. We in the studio with the homie Stalley. What's good, baby?
What's good, baby?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm good. Appreciate you letting us come through. Check you out while you working in this studio, man. Doing what you got to do. Pleasing the fans, making that next project for them. Yes, but we gonna get to the music in just 1 second. But I know you a sports fanatic. Yep. I know you watch First Take every day while you eating your Cheerios. You know what I mean? So I wanna, as an Ohio native, I wanna ask you about LeBron. Mm-hmm. Free agency coming up. You think he coming back home? You gonna be playing with Kyrie, or you think it's a wrap and he moving to another city, maybe New York, maybe LA, or he's staying?
Man, I would love him to come back home. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody would. You know what I mean? Like, I think he got some unfinished business there. We need a ring. You know what I'm saying? We need that the city to be uplifted once more. But nah, man. I know whatever he does, he'll make the right decision. He always repping Ohio, even down in Miami or wherever he at. So, we proud of him, the real fans of LeBron, of Ohio. We definitely proud of what he's done. But, I mean, as a Cavs fan and as an Ohio sports team fan, who wouldn't want the home state guy, to come play for the home state team, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's the best player on this planet, you know what I'm saying? And then to be able to pair up with Kyrie and Tristan Thompson and some of the younger guys over there, it definitely would be... I think we could win some rings.
Yeah, well, look, I'm hoping he come back for y'all too, because y'all need them rings.
We do.
The home state need them rings. But
you know what I'm saying?
If he don't come back, you think Kyrie can do it?
I mean, yeah, with the right supporting cast, he's on the right. He on the right path. He's been doing it, holding it down. MVP of the All-Star. Kyrie's a terrific talent himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Good dude. Good ball player. He represents the city, and he's the face of the organization. He does it well. So I definitely believe that he could do it with some help. We just got to get the head guys in that office to get some surrounding help with him.
True indeed, yeah. The head guys in that
hopefully
office, specifically the head guy in that office.
Yeah. But hopefully we can keep Dang and some, Tristan and some of those guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all can keep them around and make it more attractive for LeBron to come back.
True.
It really do. Let's talk about Kyrie real quick, though. I got a question for you. Me and two of my homies, we always arguing about this one thing, so I'm going to ask you. Kyrie or Steph Curry? If you had a choice, which one you rolling with first?
To build a team around? That's a great question.
It's been an argument for
great
for
question.
2
I'm
years.
gonna go with Kyrie though.
True. That's
no bias, but I'm gonna just go with Kyrie because I just feel like, again, with the right pieces. I mean, you can't go wrong with either, but I just feel like with the right pieces around Kyrie, you definitely can win a lot of chips.
You heard that, DC? I hope you heard that, DC. All right, so LeBron could come back home. I ain't going to ask you what they asked LeBron about who's your Mount Rushmore, because I don't like that question. It's an unfair question. But when it's all said and done, will LeBron have earned his spot on Mount Rushmore? Whether he's replacing somebody or whether they're just going to make an extra spot for him.
Nah, he's definitely, they already chiseling. You know what I'm saying?
True.
They already, his full face ain't there, but they chiseling.
Yeah, it's
you
a
know
little silhouette
Yeah,
there.
it's definitely coming. So he's definitely going to earn that spot. I mean, he's a great talent. Like, again, he got I would say, I mean, this is just me, but he definitely got a good 5 to 10 years left in it.
True story.
You know, if he keep, his body ain't, it's holding up, even though the broken nose, but, that's a bump. He threw the carbon fiber over that. And
Batman to the rescue, man. He's good, man. He even got clear carbon fiber. I didn't know that shit existed.
Exactly. So he going to be good, but nah, definitely, he's looking good. Right now, they looking real good. You know what I mean? They turning up at the right time. So
LeBron had that plan the whole time.
I know.
He ready to rock.
We all know that, though.
He let KD have his time. Then he said, all right, it's my turn now. Right. It's my turn. So. All right, so let's roll on to the music, man. You being Ohio native, a blue-collar guy yourself, man, I look at your style something like a gritty, soulful kind of flow. That's the way that I would describe it personally. Would you attribute your upbringing to that kind of flow?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I come from Massillon, Ohio. It's a small town, you know what I mean? And it's gritty in a sense because we get our hands dirty. We work hard for everything that we get, that we got. Very limited resources, so we got to make do with what we do have, and I feel like that's in my music. It's incorporated, you know, through the talents that I have to be able to paint those pictures and tell those stories of not only Massillon but of the Midwest, a young Midwest kid who grew up around, you know, dope dealers, pimps, hustlers, and also I went to school with, you know, white kids and you know, some middle class to upper middle class kids. So I got to see a little bit of everything. I got to converse with everyone. So I just try to put that into the music, and I feel like being from the roots of the funk and jazz and soul and art, you know, like it's just definitely evident that it's gonna be in the music, you know, what I mean? Or it's obvious that I will put that in the music, and that's, you know, that creates that sound.
And the fans know it too, man, because everyone appreciates how you be repping for that, putting on for the blue collar folk, man, because that way of life sometimes isn't represented, and even sometimes people making it out of that way of life isn't really represented.
Exactly.
And you one of the few people that's really doing that, so salute to you on doing that one right there. Now, again, Ohio, you know, I remember earlier when we was talking, you described it as a flyover state, how some people say, you know, people just don't think about it. So, but you succeeded coming out of that flyover state, and you and Lebron, y'all making sure that it's known, but you've gone from underground to getting a crazy mass following to having mainstream success since you've been riding with MMG. You've gone through all three of them phases, all of them levels. What's the next direction for Stalley to go in his career?
The next direction for me and my goal is just to, you know, continue to build off of what I've already built, but also to become a household name, you know, to be someone that the world knows, to be, when you hear Stalley, you know right away, you know, the music, the face, the brand, what I represent, what I stand for. And that's what really I'm trying to do with my next steps in this music, you know what I mean? I'm working on the album right now. Single's gonna be coming soon. So, you know, I'm very excited for that because I feel like I'm definitely gonna have that proper introduction to the world, you know what I mean? And that's all I've been setting up for, really. You know, it takes time, you know what I mean? And I've been patient and just being persistent and consistent with everything.
You're masterminding it.
It's,
it's rubbing off on you. I can already see it. We're going to get to that in a second, too, though. We're going to talk about branding, too, in a second, because you got a lot going on. I see some things in here already that I already know is familiar with Stalley. But as you move in this direction, who are you going to be your musical influences? And then on the business side, you know, a lot of dudes don't understand that this rap shit ain't just about being able to rap. It's a business side to it. So who are your mentors on the business side, and then who you looking at on the music side, just to kind of inspire you to keep on rocking?
Yeah, well, some of my mentors musically and, you know, on the business end is the same, you know, like a Ross or like a Diddy. You know what I mean? I watch those people. I watch even a Jay-Z or a Drake, and just certain people who have their hands in different things outside of music that I study and I learn and I just watch, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely would say the closest ones that I have to be able to sit and watch is, you know, the people that's immediate in my team. Even, you know, the Meek has a lot of endorsements and different sponsorships and deals that
Puma,
he does.
24K,
Puma,
get the 24Ks.
Yeah, exactly. The Monster, you know what I mean? Same with Wale, you know what I mean? He got his working title beaties, you know, that he's doing, and just different, you know, different avenues that he's going outside of the music too. So I just watch and learn from some of the guys who, you know, they've been in the game for a little bit longer, been doing it, and I just soak it all up. But me, myself, you know, I got a lot going on too. So, you know,
like I said, we're going to get to that.
So I teach a little bit at the same time too. They watch and learn too. But it's great to have a group of guys who are so business-minded and also great artists that you can actually learn from on both ends. You know
True story. You get a lesson, you give a lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
Live to give, man. That's how it works. But so you talk about Ross, and I know that Ross kind of called you one day, and that phone call turned into you ended up getting signed and being on MMG. outside of what everyone can see from the outside about Ross and him working so hard, even to the point that he might have to check into the hospital for a hot second.
Right.
What have you learned from Rick Ross? What kind of boss is he? What kind of leader is he, man?
Man, he's a leader that leads by example. Like you said, he's a workaholic. He's someone who's passionate. He loves this hip hop music. You know what I mean? He loves the culture, and you can definitely see it within his work ethic. And that's what I learned a lot from him. You know, just staying headstrong and focused on what you came for, not letting anybody or anything kind of deter you or whatever. So I definitely learned a lot, you know, as far as just sticking to your guns, and that's what he does.
Yeah, definitely. From the day he's come out,
yeah.
It's the same Ross.
Exactly.
Same Ross, different music. It don't matter what people say, what people write, what people blog.
Nah,
he's
still
the same Ross.
Yeah, it don't phase him, and that's how you got to be, the Teflon Don. You know what I'm saying? But
true life.
he, you know, he's like a big brother to me for real. You know what I mean? He's a big brother, a mentor, a friend. You know what I mean? Somebody that I definitely. Like again, I just watch and just learn and just you know, implement some of his strategies that he has into the music, into the business that I have into mine. Word,
definitely. All right, so I know you got a new album coming out.
Yes.
And we're not gonna get into that. We saving that for later. So
y'all
y'all just wait, stay tuned. Make sure you paying attention to Stalley and wait for that coming out. But Lincoln Way Nights.
Yes.
It's still a fan favorite. And
Classic.
I know you just dropped the Honest Cowboy recently. That's still available. Another classic.
Savage Journey to American Dream.
But the work that you and
3
Rashad,
years,
you and Rashad did on that Lincoln Way Nights, like I still got people in Virginia asking me about that right now. So is it possible y'all working on something right now? Y'all got something coming out maybe before this album? Another treat for the fans?
Yeah. We definitely got a lot, man. Me and him been working. We've been back in the studio. We've been back labbing, you know, back and forth, you know what I mean, through phone conversations, emails. You know, we work weird, you know what I mean, but we work together and we work efficiently. So man, we got a lot of good stuff coming. I got some stuff that I'm sitting on that I won't sit on for long because I know the people want it, you know what I mean, but we just been cooking up and making sure everything is right. So that way when we, you know, put it out, it's what the fans been waiting for. But I definitely got a lot of good music on the way.
True. I can already tell you was sleep in the studio 365 days if you had to put out one album.
You know, it's funny because, you know, like, I think people always be like, man, is Stalley working or what is he doing when he got something next? But I just be so engulfed in this that I forget to tweet out a picture or Instagram or anything to even show that, oh, this is what I'm doing, I'm working, you know, because I know some people like to be like, look, I'm in the studio, but some people take a picture in the studio, don't be working. They just be like, I'm in the studio, and it's oh yeah, he got something coming. But nah, like I really be so focused and into the music and so engulfed in what's going on that I'll literally forget to do any of that. But, you know, I just want people to know, like, when it comes to this, like, I take it very seriously. I love what I do. I'm passionate about it, and, you know, I take time and I spend time on every record, every verse, because I want it to be, you know, put out the right way.
Exactly. You gotta master your craft, man.
Exactly.
While you masterminding the project, the word mastermind is not a cliche, man. You gotta master every single piece of it, from the writing to the recording to the marketing, and that's what y'all doing over here, and that's why y'all the winning team right now, man. So you gotta salute that. So, all right, Midwest Blues. Visual for that just dropped.
Yes.
And we know you're working on a bunch of other shit, like you just told us, but are there any other visuals coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, I got a lot of visuals coming out, man. We just sitting on, you know, we ain't sitting, but we just sitting on ideas, compiling, you know, little treatments and different things for the records that we got, and then we gonna just start shooting, knocking them out, and just
Dre
putting
films?
Everything out. I mean, I got Dre, John, you know, a couple other directors that I'm working with, so, you know, the visuals is always on point when it comes from me. It's something that I take time and, you know, I put a lot of time and attention into.
And one thing that we always see in the visuals, switching gears a little bit, and we know this is near and dear to Stalley, we always see Hot Wheels in the videos, and you got a serious love for cars, but you're not the nigga that's running out trying to get the new Wraith or the new Bees or any of that. You're not that dude. So tell me a little bit about your genuine love for cars and going from grabbing something maybe from the junkyard and taking it through the levels.
That's my love. That is my love for cars. You know, I'm someone who, you know, I see, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what I mean? So I could ride past and see a Camaro, or I could see a Monte Carlo or something sitting on somebody's lawn, and it's being sold for $1,500, and I'm like, ooh, let me grab that. You know, grab it, take it to the garage, you know, and just basically make it into a masterpiece, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Putting the touch in, putting the Stalley vibe into it. You know what I mean? But that, I just love I love cars. Is just such a beautiful machine. You know what I mean? It's really time traveling when you in there, because it's you, and it's just you and the music. I never thought about it that way. You know what I mean? You just really just traveling, zoning, listening to the music, being at one with yourself, even if it's just rolling the windows down, letting that air hit you, however it is. I just feel like it's such a peace and tranquil vibe when you're in the car, you know what I mean? So that's why I do make the music for the cars, you know what I mean? Because I want people to enjoy good sounds while they have a vision of whatever they're looking at when they're driving, or something for that road trip, or something for that trip to the gas station, to the mall. If you with your girl and you going out, you want you to have something to jam for every situation. So, you know, that was always important to me growing up, is, you know, finding the keys and finding the right CD.
So I know you've had the opportunity to work with Nike and Adidas. So tell me a little bit about you working with both of them brands. What's it been like?
Well, Nike, you know, that's someone who believed in me from day one. Someone who, you know, before any of this, before any of the, you know, the music like really taking off, they were there with me. They seen a vision. They seen, you know, where I was gonna go. They believed in me from day one. So that's somebody that I'm always going to be a partnership with, you know what I mean? As long as, you know, it lasts, you know, or as long as we allow it, or they allow it to last. You know, it's there with me. The brand affiliation, you know, it complements my brand and who I am as a person. There's some, you know, they put out nothing but quality. I put out nothing but quality. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. And Adidas, you know, again, there's someone who reached out, and the same, you know, they just make a classic sneaker. They've been a part of hip-hop culture since Run DMC, you know what I mean? So it makes sense, you know what I mean? And I got to be a part of the Top 10 campaign, and the Top 10 is such a classic shoe. You know, I feel like if you're a sneakerhead, it's definitely a shoe that you have to have. It's like an Air Force One.
Top 10, Air Force One, Air Max 1, Air Max 90, 95. 97. You got to have certain things in your repertoire, even if you don't do them. I got some Chucks on right now.
Chucks, you have to.
The closet needs some Chuck boxes in here, so I grabbed a few pairs, and you know, now I'm loaded up on them.
You need them.
All right, so you've done Nike and Adidas. Get back to Nike real quick. Kanye, Yeezy, the streams of consciousness. Some people call them rants. You know what I mean? I feel like I understand his struggle, what he's saying, because I'm really paying attention to him. But what's your take on all that?
Nah, man? I definitely understood too. You know, someone who's an artist and someone who's passionate about sneakers and fashion and the culture. You know, he had a vision and he wanted to see it get seen through the right way. You know what I mean? Like, if we had the chance and the opportunity to create our own shoe, we already know what we want to do. We know what it's going to look like. We know what it's going to sell for, who it's going to be targeted. So, you know, it's just everything. So when it doesn't see or doesn't get put out the way you've seen it or wanted it to, you know, it could drive you a little crazy, and you don't have no control, and especially, you know, how much of demand it was in, you know what I mean? It's definitely, you want to do certain things. So I definitely feel his pain in a way. But I love how Nike released it. I love what they did, you know what I mean? They threw the sneaker culture off guard, you know what I mean?
They threw me off guard. They threw me up, but it's cool. I'm gonna get mine, Nike. Don't worry, I'm gonna get mine.
You know, they keeping us on our toes, you know what I mean? And I appreciate it.
They're keeping it fair, man. Fighting them bots, man.
Exactly.
You bots, man. I got problems with y'all dudes, man. So you already said if you were to get your own shoe, you know exactly what it would look like. So instead of asking you about that because we can't see it, if there was one Nike shoe that you could kind of get the Stalley imprint on, what would it be? Would it be an Air Force One, a Dunk, or a Jordan, or Air Max? What would it be?
Man, it would probably be, I mean, of course a Jordan. I would love to have my own, like, Jordan 3, you know what I mean?
True
like, that's
indeed.
one of my, that's
True
probably
indeed.
well, I ain't even going to say probably, that is my favorite, you know, Jordan 3 or Jordan 1, you know, I would love to have my own version of that. as far as just like the regular, outside of Jordan brand, Nike, if it was more recent, I would do a LeBron, maybe a fly knit, you know what I mean? Like a fly knit chucker. Definitely would do an Air Force One, you know.
I'd rather see them LeBrons, man. Let's make that
up-tempers.
happen, Bron. Let's make that happen, man.
I mean, that should have been happened, you know.
Right.
We for 3-3-0, man.
Right.
But
right.
I'm gonna let y'all call it, you know. But
Bron, your people call.
But
my
I actually
people.
did design, you know, a couple of LeBrons, and you know, we actually put, you know, I got one. It's called the Honest Cowboy joint. I did. You can check it out on the Instagram, but. And it got a great feedback. People loved it, you know, but it was only kind of like for me, friends and family type of joint.
Exactly.
But, you know, hopefully in the future, like again, you know, as the relationship builds, I could possibly get a chance to do that.
Right. All right, so you got the classics, you got your Yeezys, you got everything, but you traveling, you need 3 kicks. What's in the bag? 3 kicks in the bag, Jordan 3, True Blue, Chuck Taylor, probably black. Okay.
And what else am I gonna have with me? I'm gonna probably have like a fly knit chucker. Right now, this is right now. You know, just right because I ain't gonna say of all time. I'm just saying right now, if I'm traveling, I'm packing a bag. Probably gonna take a Chuck Taylor Jordan 3 and a fly knit chucker for comfort. You know, that's probably moving through the airport.
Yeah, you're really paying attention. You definitely a brand ambassador out here knowing exactly what's going on, because everyone would throw a fly knit in there for comfort moving through that airport. So I feel you, man. But as a brand ambassador, man, what are there any other brands that you want to work with eventually?
Man, I mean, I would love to work with Chevy. You know what I mean?
True.
I would love to work with, you know, Ralph Lauren, you know, just American brands, so, you know, the fabrics of America, you know what I'm saying? Just
fabrics
like,
of the style, the DNA of the fashion industry for real right there.
But, you know, those are just some off the top of my head that I would love to definitely work with.
All right. Well, we got
maybe Coca-Cola, Pepsi or something like here, you know, but
true.
It's just something like that. But man, you know, right off the top, I would love to work with Ralph Lauren, and I would love to work with, you know, Chevy.
True indeed. Now Chevy, that's a likely combination that I'd like to see myself, man. Y'all do some kind of retro shit.
They need to let me
put that
a
out
car
for the
system in there, you know what I mean? Let me design a system for their new Impalas or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they not rocking right out the box.
I'll do them right.
They're not rocking right out the box. All right, well, there we have, man. We got the sports, we got the music, we got all the things that Stalley's doing, what he got coming up, the brands he's working with. This dude's working, man. It's just two young dudes right here making their dreams work for them, man. One team, one dream.
Yes,
we
sir.
trying to make these things happen, man. Stalley, I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank
Always.
you for letting us come out to the studio. We're going to turn these cameras off right now. Stalley got some new shit he about to play for us, but that's not for y'all right now. So, kick rocks. We out of here. Stalley, signing out.
Always.
Check with us later. 1.
Correct. It's a full-on blaze. M70 jacket with the black cat J's. Playing the bag, puffing the black in cafes. I'm back on my past stage, soaking up the jazz sound.